Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to another video on this channel. It's me, David, aka The Blue, and today we got day 2.2 homework for AP Calculus. This is a guide for the homework in case you're feeling stuck and need some extra help on it. Anyways, the key terms we're going to be going over are spam and, well, mostly the fundamental theorem of calculus, which tells us that the integral from point A to B of f prime of x dx is the same as f of b minus f of a. And spam, well, I should probably write that in capital letters. Spam tells us that f of b is equal to the integral of of a to b, the integral from a to b of f prime of x dx plus f of a. There's also a candidates test and absolute max and minimum with derivatives, which we'll get to that when we get there. But first of all, this is our problem here. I'm not going to go over all of this. You guys have the paper, so you can or you can just pause and read this. But the first question here is, how many people entered the line for the escalator during the time interval 0, that interval right there, anyways, from 0 to 300. This tells us how many people enter. So all we gotta do right here is do the integral from 0 to 300 of r prime of t. And if you plug this into a calculator, you know, math 9, you're gonna get that 270 people are entering from the time 0 to 300. Alright, for b, during the time interval 0 to 300, there's always people in line for the escalator. How many are in line at times times t equals 300? Anyways, first, in the problem here, we are given that 200 people are in line at times equals 0. I didn't add that to part A because it says how many people enter the line, so not how many people are in the line. So, but now for here, we are going to have to add this. Now, you can just easily add 20 to 270, but if you want to understand, let me just write this over here. The integral of 0 to 300 of r prime of t is the same as, well, I'm going to use normal, actually, wait, no, sorry. This isn't r prime of t. My mistake. This is just regular t. Don't know if I added that here too. Yeah, I did add that here. I apologize. On the graph, it's just r of t. There we go. Anyways, r of t is equal to, and because we don't really know our integral function, I'm just going to write it as f. In this case, rb is 300 minus f of 0. And we know f of 0. So let me just rewrite this, because we want to find at times equals 300. So we're going to rewrite this as f of 300 is equal to the integral of 0 to 300 r of t plus 20, because we know that at f of 0 is equal to 20 thanks to this little piece of the question right here. So since we already know that this is 270, we can put right here that our answer is going to be 290 people. You should really add this into your answer. College Board would really love that. And also you added like a statement like, oh, there's 290 people on the line. I'm not going to add that right now because I want to really quickly rush through this. Anyways, sorry, this is not what I meant to do. This is telling us at time, okay, sorry, I forgot to do one part here. The question also tells us that people exit the line at a constant rate of 0.7 seconds. I mean 0.7 persons per second. So this isn't actually the full number. This is how many people enter at that time, or like are there at that time. Now we just gotta figure out how many people leave at that time, and so you gotta take the integral of that, and that should give you 210, which gives you the final answer of 80 people that are in line. I apologize for that little mistake right there. I went past that too fast, and as you can tell by the top left of my screen, it's 1:30 in the, no, sorry, not 1:30, 1:03 in the morning. So yeah, anyways, For time is greater than 300 seconds, basically all we gotta do here is figure out what time of t for this equation right here will give us 80, because that means that 80 people are gonna leave. So let's write this down. 80 is equal to n. I'm just gonna show you right here that the integral of 0.7 dt, because we're in time. I'm sorry if I didn't write that earlier. It's gonna be 0.7 t plus c. In this case, I'm not gonna include c, but well, 80 is our c. Anyways, it's gonna be 0.7 t. We divide that by 0.7, 0.7, and this should give you a number of t is around 114.27. Don't round this right now. I'm just saying this right now because I don't want to type the full number. Anyways, keep the full number in your calculator. Add that number to 300, and you'll get a final answer of t is around 414. And now you can round to 3 decimal spaces, 0.286 seconds. So there you go. That's your answer. And if you want to prove it, you can take the integral of 300 to 414.286, and you should get a number around 80, or very close to 80. And if you plug in the actual number you got, you'll get 80. Anyways, for the next problem, now we have to find what time t is the number of people in line, the absolute minimum. So this is for the equation here that we're going to use is total people. I'm not going to write people, but this is going to be 20 plus the integral of 0 to 300 of r of t minus the integral of 0 to 300 of, minus 0.7 t. There we go. Anyways, we know that our endpoints, this is where we do the candidates test. Wow, that is horrible. Okay, this is where we do the candidates test. X and f of x. Sorry, let me just first state that this for problem C, for part D is going to be f of x. So our first x point is going to be 0, and at the very end 300, and we know that at 300 there's 80 people, and that at 0 there's 20 people. And now we have to find the critical points of this equation. So let's take the derivative of this. d dx of 20 plus the integral 0 to 300 r of t minus 0.7 t is going to be r of t minus 0.7. And then plug into your calculator and do calculate calc 0 in order to figure out the points. You get point time 1 and time 2, and your time 1 is going to equal 33.0 13298, and your time 2 is going to be 166.57 472. And then just plug this into your calc. Sorry, yeah, you plug this into your calculator, these two times into your original function f of x, which is this, and time 1 should give you 3.803, well 3.803, and then time 2 should give you 158.070. And now you should clearly guess that this is your absolute minimum. So you'll say that at time equals 33.013 there's a absolute minimum of 4 people. Yeah, there's an abs minimum of 4 people. It's not exactly 4 people, but the problem does tell you to round to the nearest whole number, and 3.8 is just rounded up to 4. So yeah, there you go. There's the first one cleared up. The second one, this is where we want to prioritize a bunch of spam. So let's start here. F of negative 6 is going to equal to, well, let's see what it gives us. F of negative 2 is equal to 7. So negative 2 to negative 6 of f prime of x, right, because this is f prime, yep, plus f of negative 2, and then because that integral is on the opposite, it's being negative, negative 6 and negative 2 of f prime of x plus 7. So now we go up here, and this should be 2 pi. This is 1, sorry, not 1. This is, oh yeah, that is 1. This is 1, and this is 2. And then this right here is 4. So the integral of negative 6 to 2 is just 4. We're going to get 7 minus 4, which is going to be 3. And now for the second one, f negative 5, right? Sorry, no, f of 5. F of 5 is equal to the integral of negative 2 to 5 plus, oh sorry, whoa, negative 2 to 5 of what? Negative 2 to 5 of f prime of x plus f of negative 2, which this should give us negative 2 to 5, negative 2 pi plus 3. So 7 plus 3 minus 2 pi, which is going to be 10 minus 2 pi. There you go. There's the two answers for that one. And now, on what intervals is f increasing? F increases when f prime is positive. So f prime is positive from here to here, and here to here. So we're going to say on the intervals negative 6 to negative 2, union 2 to 5. Because f prime is positive. There you go. That's all you gotta say. You get full points. Find the absolute minimum value of f on the closed interval from negative 6 to 5. Justify your answer. Now we're gonna do another candidates test. So let me just move this down here. X to f of x, and we know our endpoints are gonna be in negative 6 and 5, and we already got negative 6 and 5 over here. So that's gonna be 3 and 10 minus 2 pi. And our critical points are going to be when f prime is 0, so negative 2 and 2. So let's bring that down here. Negative 2 and 2. And negative 2 to negative 2 is just, well, f of negative 2 we already know because of the problem. It gives us, it's 7. We don't know f of 2 though. So let's do spam again. F of 2 is equal to the integral of negative 2 to 2 f prime, not f prime of 2, f prime of x plus f of negative 2. So this is going to be, that's just 2 pi, right? Yeah. 7 minus 2 pi. And now we put this into here, and you should know that pi is like around 3.14. You can do that in your head, and this should turn out to be your lowest value of like around 0.72. And this is gonna be like 3 point something. So yeah, that is your lowest value, and you're gonna say right here, f of 2 is abs minimum with like 7 minus 2 pi, and you'll get full points because this is your justification right here. Your candidates test is your justification, and as long as you write that out, you'll be good. Now we gotta do f double prime of negative 5. So we gotta find negative 5. Negative 5 is right there, which means now we just gotta find the slope of that. So f double prime of negative 5 is gonna equal to 2 minus 0 of, right? No, sorry. And if you're wondering where I got these points from, it's because right there and right here it's negative 2, 0. And then you just do a AROC, average rate of change. So that's going to be your answer for f double prime of negative 5. Now you got to do f double prime of, what was it? 3. Which is right here. And because there's a cusp, it does not exist. But our question tells us to explain why it does not exist. So we gotta show explanation. Because, and then we gotta do the limit as x approaches 3 from the left of f prime of x is equal to, let's see, I'm just gonna do the slope up here. That's gonna rise, that's gonna rise 2 over 1, which is just gonna be 2, and this is gonna rise negative 2 over 2, which is just gonna be negative 1. So the slope from the left is gonna be 2, which does not equal the slope from the right. The limit as x approaches 3 from the right of f prime of x, which equals negative 1. And then let me just put parentheses around these parts so that I know. And yeah, this is your justification. The limits from the left and the right do not equal, so it does not exist. Anyways, this is the first page done. Let's move on to the second page. This one is super simple. All you gotta do is let's see, oh yeah, take the integral of this. So this is gonna be negative cos of 6 of t divided by 6 from pi to x. And I mean, you could just also write this as 1/6 times negative cos, negative cos of 6 of t from pi to x, which I'm gonna prefer doing that. So we're gonna do negative 1 over 6 of cos of 6 of x minus negative 1 over 6 of cos of 6 pi. And cos of pi is just 1, and any pi after that is just going to be 1 again. So, right? I hope so. Yeah. So you could just rewrite this as, and because this ends up being positive, it's going to be 1 over 6 minus 1/6 cos of 6 of x, which is going to be your answer right here, E. There we go. For all of these, all you gotta do is take the derivative of them. So f prime of x is going to be x cos of x. And then this one, f prime of x, is going to be negative, because 2x is at the bottom. We want to find that because that's what we plug in. Negative 2 times 2x cos of 2x. There you go. And then for this one, it's going to be f prime of x is equal to the square root of sine of x times cos of x, because you got to do a chain rule for these ones. And then for this one, f prime of x, because we have two, one at the bottom, one at the top, we're just going to do normal integral rules. It's going to equal the square root of sine of x times cos of x minus the square root of 2 of x times 2. And then over here, we are going to do the exact same thing. F prime of x is equal to, this time we plug in x squared at the top, so the derivative, I'm just going to put the derivative at the front, 2x, sorry, let me put that outside of parentheses, 2x times cos of x squared ln of x squared. Ooh, that looks really ugly. Yucky. Oh well, that's fine. Minus negative 2 cos of 2x, cos of negative 2x times ln of negative 2x. There we go. And then for this one, oh, there's no other one after that. Okay. But yeah, these should be your answers. You could simplify. I wouldn't though. Anyways, moving on. If f of x is equal to the integral of 1 to x squared of square root t squared plus 3 dt, wow, that's a lot, then f prime of 2 equals. So first, and I think, yeah, the teacher added a hint here. Now you gotta do f prime of x. So f prime of x is gonna be, and I'm just gonna put 2x in front, 2x times square root of 2x squared, so x to the power of 4 plus 3. And then we gotta plug in 2 into that, which is gonna be 4 times x, 2 to the power of 4, that's gonna be 16 plus 3, 4 square root of 19, and that should be b. Anyways, there you go, guys. That's how you do the math homework. You got this. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you need any more help, or if you caught a mistake, I probably made a mistake, but I was just following the key that AP Classroom provided. Let me know, and also the key that my teacher did for the rest of these problems. Let me know. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed and that this really helped out, and I'll see you guys next time.